Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where I just went and hunted down World Hex number 666. And intriguingly, it's a water hex. Which means that there is no biome hex or building hex. Uh-huh. Right. I mean, it's got these, but there definitely is not one. So, this should be on what line? 126? Yep. Okay. So this is the problem here. So this is erroring out for a couple of reasons here. First, it's that this is a water hex, and getting a building out of a water hex just plain doesn't make sense. So I think the first thing that we should do here is maybe make this return null if it's a water hex. So if get world hex by index indices dot world hex dot what did we call it? That was so long ago. Classification, of all things. Okay. That classification equals hex classification dot water, then return null. Okay. It doesn't make sense to be trying to get a world hex, or rather a building hex, out of a water hex. That's just something that shouldn't be happening. Now, we're going to start having a null reference exception from that now, I'm willing to bet. So let's go ahead and pop into our building line 74 and take a quick look here. Line 74. Manager.business.hexmanager.getBuilding by index location. Okay, so building neighbor equals this. And then we only add it in if it's not null. So if neighbor, then we add neighbor. Oh, that's not a implicit. Okay. If neighbor is not equal to null, then we add it. If it is null, we don't care. It's clearly a water type. So, that's fine. So, I mean, that's not going to fix the problem. I expect that the pathfinding between world hexes is still going to be broken, but it's going to give us a different problem, perhaps a little bit closer to the core of the pathfinding problem. That's the goal, anyway. If it does just work, well, I'll be about as surprised as I was but when it just worked between biome hexes, I suppose. I mean, we do have the adjacencies there. That's the thing. Oh, I just thought of something. Yeah, the thing I just thought of is, say we're here and we're trying to go here. That's not that's the only connection there, true. But it's going to slow down the search algorithm substantially, because it's going to say, oh, well, we could go here-ish and down this way, instead of just saying this is the only way through, because the jump here to here costs 1 million, and the jump from here to here costs 1. Anyway, let's just see what that ended up doing. So let's buy this. We'll go ahead and demolish this factory, create a route there, and we will select, actually, well, we still have it selected, but we will go into edit route mode. Actually, no, we won't. We're going to come out here. Where's our route at? No, it's here somewhere. There he is, our tiny little route. Excellent. We're going to come in here, route management, edit route mode, bam. Yeah, argument out of range exception. So is this a different argument out of range? Hex manager line 127. Really? Okay. So Hex Manager line 127 is the same line. We're still having an issue here. So let's take a quick look here. Oh, we're no longer debug logging this. We should do that. Debug.log indices.toString. Okay. We're going to need to run this yet again. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we need to know now why it's going out of range. The possibility of it being a water hex isn't a thing anymore. Is it just that it is off map? That's the question that I'm wondering right now. Is it trying to check against like a negative world hex? That's a possibility. We were close to the edge of the map. But that's the information we need to know at this point. So as soon as this is loaded, we're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to be right near the edge of the map, once again. We're going to pop on in here, land management, buy land. We're going to purchase this guy. Demolition, bam, create route, select the route, zoom out. There we go. Okay, we only leave interaction mode if we right-click on a biome, or rather on a building hex. It's a little awkward. Those sorts of things we can fix later on, though. Okay, so there's our origination point. We're going to come on in here, go back into edit route mode, and we're going here. Now this is going to take a little while. Has to output a whole bunch of things. Okay, there's our argument out of range exception. It's in world hex 0. That's intriguing. So why is it having issues in world hex 0? You should be world hex 0, right? Yes, you are world hex 0. Biome hex 32, building hex 32. Interesting. So this is 32 here. Of course, we can't see the building in here because it doesn't show up in the inspector. Interestingly, these are all biome hexes. These are set as world hexes. Is that the case on all of these? No, these should all be set as biome hexes. Is this not being properly initialized? Why would position 0 not be properly initialized, though? In the world hex, it initializes itself. Generates in the biomes, blah 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 blah. This is where it sets up the hex store. But this is where it sets up the biomes here. Did I forget to classify it? Where does that get classified? Actually, I have no idea. What's the variable even called? World type. Okay, that's a weird thing to call it. But let's go into the world hex and search for world type. World type equals classification. Biome hexes I.world type equals classification. I don't think that's what we were looking for at all, is it? Where is the hex store? Yeah, that's hex classification. We want hex level. So in the world hex, we will search for level. Level equals hex level.biome hex, right there. It's done inside of here. Which makes me think that for 0, maybe it was breaking out early? Oh no. But at the same time, we're going from this hex to this hex. Why are you even looking in hex 0? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Let me take a quick look here, because it definitely seems to be looking further than it needs to be. So what I'm wondering is, when we generate the adjacency, which I believe is... where did we find that before? We've got the grab neighbors here. I believe that was in the hex manager? Or in the world hex? I think it was here, actually. Yeah, it was here. So if new building.location.building hex equals 10, 15, 21, 26, 32, or 37, then we grab our world position. And then we set up our list of biomes. And blah, 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 blah. If our distance is less than hex distance, this is valid. If not, we're going to need to go looking for a new world hex. Okay, so this all works here. This does not seem to be. So if column plus 1 equals manager.map.row.count, blah blah, the biome hex is done down here, or rather, yeah, the biome hex setting is done down here. But regardless, it shouldn't have even been looking at that hex, based on what I know of the pathfinding algorithm. So the question is, was there something wrong with the connective tissue here? Clearly this works. Up here. I mean, that makes sense that that works. That's really, really basic stuff. So 10 to 26, 10 to 26, and 26 to 10. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Did I have this switched around again with the columns and rows? Let's see. Manager.map row, column plus 1. So this is assuming row column. If we go into the... Do you remember where that was? That was in Hex Manager. If we go into here, we can check... Map width. I think we might have it backwards, actually, in the world hex here. Where do we calculate the column in the row? Where do we calculate that? Go to definition. Okay, it's recorded right here. And then I'm assuming the hex manager, when it spawns it, it records the column and row. Right? Yeah, as I and J. What happens, hypothetically, if we just swap these? I don't think we use row and column for anything else. I wonder what's going to happen here. Let's just find out. How badly does this break? Or does it just fix it? That would be awkward if it just fixed it. If it does, I'm probably going to put it back. Because it builds columns and then rows. Well, yeah, that's what it does. It builds columns. So we'll skip the tutorial. We'll come on in here, and we will go ahead and buy land right here. Confirm. We will demolish this guy. Route management, create route. Bam. Select the route. Zoom on out. There we go. And we will go over here. And we'll go back into route management edit mode. We're going to go here. Now this is still going to be pretty slow because we're still outputting a lot of information. Perhaps too much information. But we'll see. There we go. Argument out of range exception. Okay. In World Hex 5. Is in World Hex 201 before. That's 104. 154. 201 is this one. Now, why were you here? We're going here. There's absolutely no reason it should be in here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we are going to attempt to figure out what is going on with the inter-world hex pathfinding. It's broken in a kind of spectacular fashion, I think. See you all next time.